What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade basketball analysis coming to y'all with a video. We gonna talk about thon. My Celtics ended up going to a game 7 at Boston Saturday. Woo! And I really didn't want to see that happen, but it's been one guy that hasn't played like a superstar, haven't did anything super amazing. But I made an NBA rookie analysis, summer league analysis, breaking down Thon's game, giving you guys some comparisons, and he hasn't developed into what we thought he would be because he doesn't get that many consistent minutes. Even when he's on the court, he does make an impact. And he to me, because I went to Bucks games because I live by Milwaukee, he's a guy that definitely makes an impact even with the fans. If he knocks down the three, everybody goes crazy. He's a guy that's so quick, so fast, so athletic and slithery. He can slide through screens, he can set screens and runs quick to the basket. He is an amazing prospect. I see why they took him in the lottery because you can't pass on a guy with this type of potential. And he was drafted in the 2016 draft by Milwaukee with the 10th pick. And his best game in the playoffs was a game that they won when he had 14 points and he was 3 or 4 from the three-point line. And another thing is he was able to accumulate 2.2 blocks, which is top 5, top 3 actually in the NBA playoffs. And he had 2 games where he had 5 blocks. And he had a couple games when he had 5 to 7 rebounds. But the thing I'm trying to say is he only played 25 minutes. The game that he played the most minutes was the game that they won where he had 31 minutes that game. And even though he is a streaky shooter, you can't really say that because he doesn't have a consistent role. He doesn't get consistent minutes. It depends on foul trouble. It depends on the matchup. And it depends on the lineups where they utilize and use Thon. But when you watch Thon McCarr, his game is just so raw that you see the potential. And like I said, you get 5 blocks back-to-back games and you can hit the three and you're athletic, you're quick, you can cover space, you can rotate. And sometimes you can even post up and hit the fadeaway or elbow jumper over somebody with the face-up game. Or you can even come off, you can set in the corner and shoot the three. And sometimes he can get the three like Karl Anthony Towns, like Joel Embiid, and put the ball down and make a pass. He's still raw in that aspect, but you see how much potential that this guy have, and the fact that he only been in the league for 2 years, that's even better. That you have a team with Giannis in Middleton that both players averaged over 20 points, and they make his job easier because they can create their own shot and they can make it easier for him because they take attention off him, and he been really shining in that role as that other guy. And I definitely want to see if he can pick it up and become a star. And he is in the East. There's not really that many dominant big men in the East. You have Joel Embiid, and that's probably it. When you look at all the rosters in the East, it's not really that many teams that you can really say they have a center. They have a big dominant force in the paint. And Thon may never be a dominant post-up player because his game don't even predicate on being a post-up player. Is more as a perimeter player. A lot of these centers play more like guards. Remember what Shaq and Patrick and Hakeem said, we grew up wanting to be a point guard, and the point guards want to be the big mans, and the big mans the point guards want to be the forwards, and the centers want to be the point guards because the centers need the point guards to give them the balls because they can't handle it, they can't dribble it, and they need the ball in the post. So they need perimeter players to give them the ball unless they're out of bounds already. So the Shaq and them, they always wanted to be guards. Now you see Karl Anthony Towns and Anthony Davis, they're dribbling, they're taking the ball from the three-point line, getting to the paint, getting layups, getting passes, getting dunks. They're shooting a mid-range jumper. They're posting up, but they also have more of a perimeter game. Like Karl Anthony Towns is one of the modern day bigs. Joel Embiid is a modern day big, and they mostly play more perimeter. Even though a player like Joel Embiid do get the ball in the post, but he mostly shooting fadeaways and stop and face up jumpers. And I think Thon can model his game after these guys because when you watch him play overseas and you watched him play in summer league, he had a lot of that modern day big in there. And for the Bucks to have that size with Giannis, a guy that's athletic and long and lanky and can cover space, he plays hard on offense, he plays hard on defense, and he plays with a lot of heart and energy. I'm talking about Giannis still, but he is a great defender for his position, and he actually too big for the small forward position too. So they started putting Middleton at the forward and Giannis at the power forward because he's becoming more of an inside player like a power forward used to be. And on top of that, he's still giving you the 10 rebounds. So it ain't like you losing stuff by putting Giannis at the forward. He's a guy that can handle the ball and score and get to the basket. And he's basically unstoppable getting to the basket at this point, unless you wall him off with two defenders and force him to pass, which what the Celtics has been doing. But you look at a guy like Thon and you put him with a guy like Giannis, and now you have two long, athletic, fast forwards and centers together that can cover the pace and cause havoc defensively. And they both are good defenders. Thon can be significantly better, but like I said, he doesn't get consistent minutes and consistent playing time. So we don't really know what he will fully become until he really gets a major role on his Bucks team. And yes, I understand why he's not getting minutes because he does foul a lot. He does, if he's not knocking down the three offensively, they don't really have another way to utilize him because they don't really run plays for Thon. He just out there to space out the floor for Giannis and Middleton to get the balls on the block and hit those fadeaways and get in the paint. And same with Eric Bledsoe. Eric Bledsoe is a non-shooter. He can shoot the three, can get knocked down the mid-range from time to time, but Eric Bledsoe's strength is getting to the basket just like Giannis. And Chris Middleton is a guy that can shoot, but even he gets the ball close to the basket with the fadeaways and the post shot. So you look at a guy like Thon with the ability to be a rim protector, with the ability to be a solid rebounder, because they started him last game that they won and he was able to give them 7 rebounds. He's going to have to get more physical. He's 223 pounds. That's not that bad, better than what people give him credit for, but he's definitely going to have to get more strength if they're going to play him at that center position. Because you look at Jonas, you look at Joel Embiid, they're just so, and Hassan Whiteside, and even a guy like Gortat, they're so physical and they so buff that they can knock you off your post position. They can knock you around and get the rebound. So he definitely has to add more strength to the upper and lower body. He has the speed, he has the athleticism, he has the want to play defense. Because if you want to be a great defender, you have to take, you have to want it. You got to want to get the block. You have to want to get the steal. You got to want to help your teammates out. It's all about effort. Defense is effort. You want to make these plays. You want to stop this player. You want to play hard. And that's something that Giannis does already. And to have two players that's that long, that lanky, and that fast, it could be potentially dangerous when you see the fact that Middleton has only got better. You see the fact that a guy like Parker is another guy that can come in and you can slide him to the three and slide Middleton back to the shooting guard position. And the fact that Middleton is a 6'8" player, that he technically is supposed to be a small forward, but he can play the 2 or the 3. So Jabari give you another ball handler and another guy that can score in isolation and create shots. Because if you don't stop Bari, which we've done seen in the Celtics series, he can catch hot. He can get hot, just like Middleton and Giannis. So the development of Thon will be better at, getting him more consistent shots, letting him be able to be more of a player within the offense instead of just being a complementary player to Giannis and Middleton. Continually to work on his upper body and his strength and giving him the ability to take shots. You never know what he can and can't do until he actually doing it in a real game. That's the whole point of practice. You practice it so you can do it in a real game. And I don't feel like Thon is getting the amount of touches and the amount of, they not utilizing him enough And to see him starting is good because it shows you that they have faith that he can potentially become what they wanted him to become at that number 10 pick. Because it's tough to take a player that's going to be a bust in a top 10 pick, especially when you're Milwaukee. You're a team and an organization that's known for not really getting high profile free agents. You're not a team that's used to trading for superstars. You know, the Oscar Robertson trade was so many years ago, well, 30 plus years ago. So this is an organization that's not used to getting the Oscars. They're not used to getting the LeBrons or the Kevin Durant. So they have to build within the draft. And they drafted high to get Thon, but they also was able to trade for Middleton and develop him. So it's all about developing, giving him the opportunity, giving him the touches, and developing his body. And we can see from for 2 more years, his contract should be up for the rookie, and we'll see how far he gets. I think he definitely, after watching him in summer league and watching him in the playoffs, I see the potential. I see how good this team can be if Thon really pays off and get the touches and gets enhance his repertoire offensively, add some bulk, get a better jumper, get consistent minutes, get consistent touches, and become a part of this team with getting valuable minutes, even if he does have to become a starter. Because, you know, when they got Greg Monroe, I didn't think that was a good fit because he's not a good defender. Giannis has the ability to be Thon has a great ability to be a great scorer and a great defender and still give you blocks and rebounds and steals, by also spreading out the floor and giving the space for his other teammates. And that's something that's rare, but now is becoming the modern day big. And if you have an opportunity to get one of those players, why not take them? And that's what they did. And I'm starting to see like, hey, Don is starting to live up a little bit to the hype. He only averaged 4 points back to back seasons, but you know the way he been playing in this playoffs and the fact that they wanted to start him, that kind of got you thinking like, get rid of Henson, let Delly walk, and we might be able to keep Don and Parker and Giannis and Middleton. Worst case scenario, they got to get rid of Parker or Middleton. Best case scenario, he develops into a star. They use his bird rights to go into the cap to keep him. The Bucks don't get big name free agents through trade or free agency, so they really have to work hard on developing Thon to be what we all see what he can be. And Thon looks like he wants it. He talked to Kevin Garnett. He reached out to other people, and he's putting in the work. It's up to the coach to put him in those positions. It's up to the coaches to help him develop. He still got to want it for himself too, but the potential is there. Let me know what you guys think about Thon McCarr in the description. In the comment section. Check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description in the comment section below. Check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description in the comment section below. And do you think he a bust? Do you think he overrated? Do you think he overhyped? Do you think he could be a great player? Do you think he can be the modern day big? Do you think he's just going to be a role player? Let me know what you guys think.